right, so now this video is going to focus on a certain type of problem. All right, so if you look at this formula here, x squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 18y plus 17 equals 0. So this is not like the circle equation because there's no parentheses, correct? But there are an x squared and a y squared. So this can be made into the equation of a circle, and that's our goal. And we're going to do something called completing the square, which I think you were taught in Algebra 1. So completing the square. Okay, and this is an Algebra 1 topic. So I'm going to talk to you about how we complete the square, and I'm going to do steps over here. Okay, so let me rewrite my equation. X squared plus y squared minus 12x minus 18y plus 17 equals 0. That's a mouthful, right? Now, we should know that the equation of a circle is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So we're looking for the center, which is h and k, and the radius, which is r. Okay, so first things first, if it doesn't have x or y, move it to the other side. So we're going to subtract 17 from both sides. So this is step 1. So x squared. Next, when I rewrite it, I'm going to rewrite it with the x terms next to each other and the y terms next. So x squared minus 12x plus y squared minus 18y equals negative 17. So I got the 17 to the other side, has no x or y, and I moved my x and y terms together. And now, for step 2, you need to identify your b values in a quadratic. A quadratic is of this form, ax squared plus bx plus c. The b is next to the x. So for the x's, your b equals negative 12. For the y's, your b equals negative 18. You need to find b divided by 2 squared. This is the money shot for completing the square. B over 2 squared. So for my x's, it's negative 12 over 2 squared, which is negative 6 squared, which is 36. That's my x's. And for my y's, and I'll do it here in purple, it's negative 18 over 2 squared, which is negative 9 squared, which is 81. You are now going to take these two numbers and add them to both sides of the equals sign, like this. So watch. Let me change this to red. So it's going to be like this, x squared. Let me actually move over. It's going to be a little bit more to right. So do it right here. So step 3, add to both sides, x squared minus 12x. Notice I put the 36 next, plus y squared minus 18y plus 81. And that's going to equal negative 17 plus 36 plus 81. Again, the 36 here and the 36 there, the 81 here and the 81 there. Okay. So now I'm going to go back up to the top and sort of do some erasing, I hope. Okay. So now step 4 involves factoring. So what we're going to do is, in order to create those parentheses, we need to factor each of these trinomials. So step 4 involves factoring. Okay, so the x's here, x squared minus 12x plus 36. That's going to factor into x and x with both symbols being minus, because the 12 is minus. And now my question to you is, what two numbers multiply to get you 36 and add to get you 12? And that would be 6 and 6. And that can be written as x minus 6 quantity squared. We can do the same thing with the y's. So over here with the y's, y squared minus 18y plus 18. So again, we can do y minus and y minus. And the question is, what two numbers multiply to get you 81 and add to get you 9, and that's 9, or add to get you 18, and that's 9 and 9. And that would be y minus 9 squared. So again, it all depends on the sign of that b. in terms of what your signs will be up here. And now we have the circle equation. We can write it down. So here's the last step. So step 5, write the equation. I'll do it in this color here. So in place of x squared minus 12x plus 36, we're going to put x minus 6 squared. In place of y squared minus 18y plus 81, we're going to put plus y minus 9 squared. And on the right-hand side, you just simply add or combine negative 17 plus 36 plus 81. Negative 17 plus 36 plus 81, and that's 100. Perfect. There is your equation. And now we can pull out our h and k. Your h is a positive 6 and your k is a positive 9, opposite signs. And your r squared is 100. So you take the square root, and 100 is a perfect square, and r is 10. And there's your numbers. 6, 9, and a radius of 10. Bada bing, bada boom. And right. So again, they do a very good job of explaining it, just like I did. So if you're confused, look at their explanation. I'll do one more with you. But again, it's a longer process. I get it. But hopefully, after doing 2 with me, you get a better handle. Okay. All right. So here comes number 2. All right. So here's our new circle equation. So first step is get rid of anything that doesn't have an x or y. So I'm going to subtract 22 to the other side. So when I do that, I'm going to rearrange so the x squared and the 2x are next to each other, and the y squared and the negative 10y are next to each other. That's going to equal negative 22. Sometimes you have to subtract, or sometimes you have to add a number to the other side. So again, just move the 22. And now we're looking for our b values, our magic numbers. So for x, your b value is 2. You're going to take 2, you're going to divide it by 2 and square it. That's 1 squared, which is 1. For y, you're going to take negative 10, the b value, divided by 2 and square it. That's negative 5 squared, which is 25. So again, this step is that b over 2 squared step, the most important step. And now we're going to add those numbers to both sides. So it's going to be x squared. So notice I come over here a little bit. X squared plus 2x plus 1 plus y squared minus 10y plus 25 equals negative 22 plus 1 plus 25. Again, the plus 1 plus 1, the plus 25 plus 25. So now we're going to factor these. So x squared plus 2x plus 1. So now it's going to be x plus and x plus because the 2 is positive. Factors of 1 that add to 2 are 1 and 1. So this is x plus 1 squared. Okay, now we do the y's. It's y minus and y minus because of the 10. Factors of 5 that add, or factors of 25 that add to 10 are 5 and 5. See, I even put the 5 here. I'm so ahead of myself, right? And that's y minus 5 squared. Okay, so my equation is going to say, I'll do it in red here, x plus 1 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals, and now I just simplify this right here. This is going to be 4. And now over here, I have my h and k. Now notice this is plus 1. So your center is going to be at negative 1, 5. Again, opposite, opposite. And your radius squared is 4, so you take the square root, and that means your radius is 2. It's very, 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 very tempting just to put 4 as your radius. That's wrong. 4 is the radius squared. So take this root and you get 2. And here we go. Negative 1, 5, and 2. All right, so hopefully that makes sense. If you need help, ask a question during class. All right, thanks for watching. Regular geometry, you're done. Honors geometry, one more video on edge elastic.